people, welcome back. It's been a minute since we have done one of these. I'm sure you noticed that I posted yesterday. There is a book haul up on the channel, so you guys can catch up with what I have been picking up and will be reading. Some of them I've already read. Today, we're gonna go ahead and start another reading vlog. So I'm just chilling in my own little corner. I'm in here in another room today. I thought it would be nice to just kind of set up a little reading nook and chill before I actually get started in my own reading nook. So I am working on some really good shit. Those of you who are new here, welcome. Reading vlogs are just a time that I spend with you guys to get in some sprints. And usually I'll finish about 2 to 3 books in a reading vlog. So you guys are going to be able to go through the journey with me. And of course, I will tell you guys how I feel about everything I read at the end. Today is Thursday. I'm at home. I have been home keeping track of my mama because she's been struggling. And so I have been using this day to work on editing and also my reading. So if you're interested in going on a little reading sprint journey with me, then just keep on watching. Right, let's go ahead and get into what we're going to be reading for this reading vlog. So this video, today should be Sunday when you're watching this, so I will be sprinting for the next 3 days. So the first book we're going to get into for this, I have been locked in, obsessed, is Her Rabid Beasts by Bali. This book right here, y'all. So I will tell you guys, I have been kind of in a fixation with why choose fantasy romance, especially if it's dark. And this one checks off all the boxes for me. I've read the prequel novella in, I want to say it was last summer. It was introduced to me by one of my mutuals over on TikTok Tuesday. I was telling them that I have really been into why choose fantasy, and they were like, yeah, you need to go ahead and get into this one. Absolutely 100% right. So this series follows our main character, Aurelia, and we are existing in a shifter world. So Aurelia is a shifter. When you start off the series, we still don't know what kind of shifter she is. All that we know is that she has been exiled from the Serpent Court. She was supposed to be the princess of the serpents, and after her first shift, she was exiled and hidden away from the rest of the world. But her dad has been using her gifts in order to make money and kind of gain some extra legs up with others within their own community and in other animist communities. And so at the top of the novella, she is sent to help out an eagle shifter. He is very wealthy. He is one of the top eagles within their order. And he has a cellar that has several beasts locked up. And she has been tasked with using her healing capabilities to heal an unknown guy. We don't know what he is. We don't know why he's there. But she's been tasked with healing him. No one else has been able to do it. And so her dad says that, hey, she is one of the best healers of her time. We're going to send her to go do it. So while she's there and working on trying to kind of unlock these barriers in order to heal this person, she's introduced to some other shifters. We have Savage, who is a wolf shifter. We have Scythe, who is a shark shifter, and Xander, who is a dragon shifter. All of these shifters are deeply intrigued with her, but they can't really get a read on her. She clearly has the ability to mask a lot of things about her, including her scent and her powers. So none of them know that she is actually theirs. They are her mates. And when we get to the top of the first book, Aurelia is on the run, not only from her dad, but also from her mates, because they believe that she betrayed them, and they're also equally upset that she will not claim them. All of them are thrown into the Animus Academy for rabid animal shifters, and that is where the story really begins. Aurelia is there to basically live out her time before she has to be sentenced for a crime that she did not commit. And while she is there trying to exist and trying to figure out what she's going to do, she's also being chased down by her mates who are trying to send her back to her father. I finished book 1 recently, and now I'm on book 2. Each book is going to give us more insight into each of her mates. And so the last book was Savages. So obviously the main story is focusing on what's happening to Aurelia, but we're also getting flashbacks to the things that have happened to Savage in his past that make him the way that he is. Same thing with this one. This one is following the lovely Lyle Pardalia. And y'all, this man is fine. I'm obsessed. I am more than 50% through it, so I'm going to work on this one today. I also have A Broken Blade. This is book 1 in the Halfling Saga from Melissa Blair. And I'm really excited to get into this one. This is one that is on my TBR for this month. I will be showing you guys at the beginning of the next month how I have been building my TBRs. Kira is a killer. As the king's blade, she is the most talented spy in the kingdom, and the king's favorite assassin. When a mysterious figure moves against the crown, Kira is called upon to hunt down the so-called Shadow. She tracks her target into the magical lands of the Fae, but Faeland is not what it seems, and neither is the Shadow. Kira is shocked by what she learns, and can't help but wonder who her enemy truly is. The king that destroyed her people, or the Shadow that threatens the peace. As she searches for answers, Kira is haunted by a promise that made long ago, and one that will test her in every way. To keep her word, Kira must not only save herself, but an entire kingdom. So I have started this. I have been working on this one while I'm at work because I don't take my spicy books to work. I work at an elementary school, so I don't take my spicy books to work. Kids will get in your stuff. Don't take your spicy books to work. And I think people should know better, but still. Don't do that. So I am 6 chapters into this one. So far, it's mostly been like world building, setting the stage. It's a little slow moving, so I want to get through a few chapters of this tonight. And then I am also buddy reading Oathbound with some of my TikTok besties. I will have their TikTok info down below. I took the dust jacket off because this book is way too big to be reading with the dust jacket on. I am also annotating this. This is book 3 in the Legendborn cycle. It came out this month. And this book has already kind of put me into a reading slump. Here's my annotation guide. And I have already read through the prologue. The prologue was insanely long, and I'm a few chapters in, and you can already see I have a lot of thoughts on this. Yeah, it was a lot. After I finished reading the prologue, I was like, what does it mean? What do you mean? Tracey, what do you mean? So I'm going to be working on this. I'm going to start sprinting with this one tomorrow, because I am so locked into her Rabid Beast. And then I do also want to start a new one, which is Hunted by Evie Divine. This is a Why Choose Dark Romance and the first book in the Veiled series. So I am excited to get into this one. Amelia's life is in ruins. After narrowly escaping her psychotic ex and the traumatic aftermath of losing her family in a fire, she finds herself aimlessly wandering to find a new place for herself. On a cold Halloween night, Amelia stumbles upon a maze where she meets Dominic and Grayson, enigmatic twins who exude danger and allure, and awaken desires she never knew she had. Drawn to the thrill of being chased, Amelia finds herself inexplicably attracted to the sinister charm of the twins. Dominic and Grayson, well-known socialites with a hidden penchant for the macabre, introduce her to a world where fear and desire intertwine. As Amelia surrenders her mind, body, and soul to them, she discovers a dark part of herself she never knew existed. As their connection deepens, Amelia finds herself entangled in a passionate and unconventional relationship with both Dominic and Grayson. Despite the passion and protection the twins offer, the fear of societal judgment drives Amelia to flee, but Dominic and Grayson are not the ones to let go easily, and they pursue her relentlessly, ready to punish her for running away. In the shadows, a more sinister threat loomed, and this time, running was no longer an option. Amelia had to become the hunter or lose everything she had left. With the support of her new friends and her 2 monsters, Amelia decides it's time to stop running. Embracing the darkness within, she transforms from prey to predator, determined to end the nightmare once and for all. Haunted by her past, seduced by darkness. I'm so excited again to get into this. Evie Divine is one of my good friends, and I told her that I would be starting this book soon. So I'm excited to get into this with you guys and introduce you guys to some new authors. So let's go ahead and get into it. I have my coffee. I got my book. We're going to go ahead and start sprinting with her Rabid Beast. I'm going to set the tone for y'all with some music, and we're going to get into this reading vlog. So I am about 405 pages in, so I just read the next 100 pages from where I left off when I started. I am almost at chapter 50. I think this has like 70 something chapters in total. Actually 80. Yeah, there's 80 chapters in total, so I still have a ways to go. I'm going to get up and go get something to eat and take something for my head because I'm getting a little bit of a headache. And then I'll probably continue to sprint in my own personal reading nook. But this was really good so far. Like, I'm loving this book. I'm loving it. And I love where it's going, even though I can already tell that my feelings are going to get hurt. I know my feelings are going to get hurt because not all of her mates are down for her the way that they should be, you know? Some are starting to give in, and some are working very, very hard to make sure that they don't. But I'm also loving just the sense of found family with this being set in a different take on a dark academia setting. We do have her actually making friends and finding new friend groups and bringing them in as kind of like part of her own pack as well. And I love to see it. I love the found family. I love the way that all of these characters ride for each other as far as her friend group goes. And all of them are really interesting. We're getting to see a lot more of Minnie, which is her roommate. She is a tiger shifter. And we're starting to understand how Minnie ended up at Animus Academy. And we're seeing some of the different key players that are a part of her story as well. I have some theories on who her mates are, but there's one in particular that I'm really excited for her to meet. I feel like that is her mate, and I feel like he's going to change everything for her, and I cannot wait because Minnie is so precious and loyal. So I am excited for her to like get her mating group because like out of everyone, like she is the one that rides the hardest for Leah. So Yeah, I'm enjoying myself. The spice has been spicing, y'all. The first book is definitely, well, the first two, the prequel and the first book, are both slow burns. Now we're seeing more of her with her mates together, and so this one is definitely higher in the spice category. It's not like five chili peppers, but we're getting some really good spice as well. So I'm enjoying this so far. I'll work on this some more tonight. I kind of want to see, I think I'm probably going to read another 100 pages tonight. And then the goal will be tomorrow to work on Oathbound and then to also finish this off. So let's see how we do. All right, y'all. It's another day. Yeah. I ended up having to pause doing the reading vlog because I had an awful migraine and I've been nursing that all weekend. I did finish a book though because I was trying really, really hard to read when I felt up to it, but I just didn't feel like pulling out the camera. So I did finish her Rabid Beasts, y'all. This was amazing. Like, I am obsessed with EP Bali's writing. Of course, it ended on a cliffhanger. We have some mystery shit going on. Shit's getting real scary over there at the Animus Academy. Lyle. Yeah. Lyle did that. I still don't think he's going to end up being my favorite. I feel like Savage is always going to have my heart because, like, I love it when the guy falls hard and falls first. And Savage fell hard and he fell first. But Lyle, yeah, this book made me cry a little bit. There were some moments in there when Lyle realized that, like, he has a pack now. And I ate it up. This is so good. Like, this is slowly becoming one of my favorite Why Choose series. So I have already gone ahead and put in my order for her Psycho Beast. That's going to be Scythe's book. Scythe is a great white shark shifter. And he's really picking up what Aurelia is putting down now. Like, I'm loving it. So his book is on the way. I might go ahead and order what's his name? Xander's book 2, because that just came out. It came out on the 28th. I thought it was coming out this summer. It comes out the 28th. The only thing is that the last book doesn't come out until December. So I know I'm going to be like heartbroken until that one. But this was so good. 5 stars, 10 out of 10 for me. I absolutely adored it. I have not gone back to Oathbound yet. Because I really wanted to be in my right, like, headspace for that one. This is the cover, by the way. I took the desk jacket off, just, you know, because that book is big. So, I haven't gotten back on Oathbound yet, but I will, because we are supposed to be buddy reading it. We're kind of, failing at this buddy read. This is the first time that I have really failed at a buddy read. So, tonight, I'm going to continue working on A Broken Blade. So, I really sat down and got into this one. I'm really happy that I gave it a fair chance because it is really good. I will say that there is a lot of sometimes excessive world building, if that makes sense. But I am really getting into the meat of the story. I am 185 pages in, so I want to get a little bit further in this one tonight. And then I also plan on starting Hunted. Because, like, we got to. I try really hard not to do too many in the same genre at one time. So I wanted to go ahead and finish her Rabid Beasts before I picked up Hunted. And I thought this would be the perfect one to get into while I'm waiting for her Psycho Beast to come in. So I'm going to eat my dinner really quick. And then I'm going to sit down and get back into my books. I am in my reading nook today. In my actual reading nook. I have you guys sitting up on my tripod, so let's see how far we can get in. What's up, y'all? It is a moody Thursday. It is raining outside. I just got home from work and I have Hank here with me, my little snuggle bug. I haven't been able to update you guys on the reading vlog simply because I haven't been able to talk. I guess caught a virus and had a really, really bad histamine reaction between that and between that as well as the wave of pollen that we've gotten in the state. So they had to give me steroids to open my throat back up. So now I can talk again. And so we're doing well so far. I absolutely adored her Rabid Beast. I did finish that up. Her Psycho Beast came in the mail. So I am working on that right now. That is Scythe's book and I absolutely adore it. I also had some arcs come in as well. So that has also taken up some additional time that I'm not reading on here for the vlog. And then I did also finish Hunted. That was absolutely phenomenal. Evie Divine. She did her thing. If you are looking for something that is dark, but also feels deeply cathartic to read, I think that you will enjoy that. It is dark and there are some difficult parts of that story, but it was amazing. And I will give you guys a full review at the end. But today I'm going to sit down and work on A Broken Blade. I am almost done. I am enjoying this. It did take some time. Like, some fantasies really take a minute to pick up. It took a minute for this one to pick up, but I am so happy that I stuck with it because it is so good. I am enjoying the story. It took me a minute to understand the full magic system and the history between the Fae, the elves, and the halflings. So now that I have that grasp, I'm thoroughly enjoying the book. So I'm actually going to try to finish this tonight. That's the goal. So we can go ahead and wrap up the vlog. I have not touched Oathbound, and I don't think I will in this vlog. I am going to read it, but that book got me stressed, y'all. It got me stressed. So I'm going to finish this baby tonight, and we are going to do our last sprint together. I am going to turn on some good old lo-fi rain sounds. I have my coffee. I have a little snack. Let's get back into the reading. All right, sweet peas. So we are finally at the end of our reading vlog. Let's go ahead and talk about the books that I finished. So first things first, one book that I did not have on this list that I ended up finishing via ebook. You guys know I don't have a Kindle yet. We're working on that. The Demon by Jenika Snow. Y'all, such an awesome, quick, filthy read. This is, I want to say, the fourth book. This is the fourth book in her Monsters and Pretty series. And the series started off as kind of an ode to those of us girlies who were obsessed with Beauty and the Beast, but were really like not happy about him turning into a funny looking white man by the end. So the beasts are beasts all the time. This one is about a young woman running away from her dad. And while she's attempting to run from her dad, she runs into the arms of a demon who was actually her mate. Yeah, it was really good. It was incredibly smutty, given that not only is he a demon, but he also has two appendages. One for each. Yeah. If y'all can hear Hank crying in the background, he's upset because his brother is at the vet. He will be okay. Come here, baby. But I finished 3 books, which is bomb for me, especially considering that I've been sick. First things first, Her Rabid Beast. I'm obsessed. Like, this series This series is giving me the same feeling that I had last year when I started the Broken Bond series, except I enjoy this magic system way much more, and the fact that they are full-on shifters, I just adore. I also adore the fact that we have animals in this book that like I've never experienced as far as monster romance goes. You guys know I read a lot of monster, right? But this right here, yeah, I mean, we have great white shark shifters. We have lion shifters. This book, Her Rabid Beast, focuses on Lyle, who is our lion shifter. And I mean, let's be real, he looks like a whole lion. He was yummy. And I really enjoyed finding out about his backstory. He has such a tragic backstory. But it was really beautiful seeing how he really came into his own, came into his animal, and really finally became part of a family and a pack. It was everything. Come here, baby. It was everything that I wanted, so I had a good time. This one is more of a medium burn. We definitely got lots of great smut in this one. So for those of you who are not the biggest fan of slow burn, this one, she gets hotter. She gets hotter. I've already picked up her Psycho Beasts, and I'm having a good time with that one, even though I have a bad feeling. I know some shit is coming. Then I also finished Hunted by Evie Divine. This is a dark Why Choose romance. This was phenomenal. We have our main characters, Leah, Dominic, and Grayson. Their backstory is that they all came across one another on one Halloween Eve, where Leah was trying to kind of work through some of her fears and traumas. So she goes to one of those mazes where they like scare you and all that shit, and she meets the twins, Dominic and Grayson. These guys are like moguls, but they are here doing their little scary little thing, and when they come across her, they're like, oh, like that might be mine, and she agrees. They have a very quick love affair. She is dating both brothers, and eventually news gets out that she is involved with both of them, and she runs. She runs because she has a very sordid history. She has been in hiding and been living under a new name and new identity for years since the passing of her parents. And even though the boys know that something is up, they know that she has a traumatic past, they don't know the full extent, and they don't know what she's running from. And all of it comes to a head in this book. It was so good. There was a level of catharsis reading this, because I feel like Leah is that FMC that many of us women who have been in tortured relationships, abusive relationships, or have been stalked or berated in any type of way, she gets what so many of us wish we could get when it comes to revenge. Like, she gets her ultimate revenge. Like, Caleb, the bitch ass in this book, he pays the price, okay? She makes him pay the price for everything that he has done to her. And it was definitely cathartic. I was cheering for her so hard, but I also just adored the twins. I feel like they were the perfect amalgamation of being pretty hard, you know, hard and stoic and broody and intense, but also deeply empathetic, right? And I had such a good time with this. I also love our character Lexi, badass FBI agent. We love her. Y'all need to pick this up. If you love it dark, if you love it white shoes, you need to pick this one up. Evie Divine, put her on your radar. I'm just saying. I had a good time. I would have finished this in one sitting if it had not been for the fact that I've been sick. And last but not least, we have A Broken Blade. This has quickly become one of my favorite fantasy series right now. If you are someone who is pulling yourself from the Sarah J. Maas cult and you want something that's going to kind of give that Throne of Glass vibe, but you want someone that's actually going to be like, fuck the establishment, you need to get into this one. This one follows our main character, Kira. and she is renowned and known as being the blade to the king. So she has had years and years of brutal assassin training. And the thing that makes Kira specifically special is that not only is she the blade to the king, but she is a halfling. And halflings are essentially a slave class in this book. We have a genocide that was enacted by this king, and halflings are heavily targeted. They're either killed off or they are used in slave and servant labor. And so at the top of the book, when we're introduced to Kira, she is deep down into alcoholism and her own mental traumas because she has been tasked with killing off her own kin as a means of survival, living underneath the king. And at the height of the book, we see the king struggling because we have this character called the Shadow. And we don't know anything about him other than he has been keeping the king vexed. He has been moving halflings. He has been causing tons of disruption and chaos. And he is the one entity that Kira just cannot seem to get her hands on and kill. And so she has been tasked with a bunch of scouting and many different missions to try to get a handle on this Shadow guy. And while she's on one of these missions, she puts out an open letter to the Shadow and is like, look, I'm here. You want it, come get it. So he answers her call, but things don't go the way she expects them to, because instead of pulling up and trying to beat her ass, that man plants a wet one on her, okay? So Kira is confused. She's lost, and she's down in the dumps because she's just like, I'm really about to die at this point because I was supposed to kill this man, and instead I was making out with him on the roof, right? And eventually she's sent back on another task to finally get the Shadow. You need to go and get this dude. And if you come back and you don't have him, you might as well not come back, if you catch my drift. While she's on this mission, she ends up striking a deal with the Shadow himself and his comrades to help try to kill the king. This right here was so good. It tackles so much from obviously race, class, gender, sexuality. We also have, like I mentioned, alcoholism in here as well, and just the struggles of mental health and the ways in which those who are often trying to fight for their own oppressed class can also become the oppressor themselves, right? This is such a beautiful commentary, and I think a book that everyone should be reading, especially for this day and time. I had an amazing time. I've already ordered book 2, so I absolutely adored this. It was so good. Y'all need to pick this up. And Melissa Blair is an Indigenous author. I have been trying to make sure that with every TBR that I put together this year, that I am making sure that I am reading from other identities that do not match up to mine. And this was on my TBR for this past month. So absolutely phenomenal. You need to check it out. It was so good. I think that was pretty successful, especially considering that we had some hookups. I also had quite a few arcs come in this week. So I've had to kind of put down my TBR and really focus on arcs, which I'm okay with because they have been really, really good. And you guys will be getting reviews on those books as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this reading vlog. I hope you enjoyed just chilling with me and just seeing my process and getting some new material. Y'all let me know if you tapped into this reading vlog. What were you reading along with me? I want you to drop your book in the comments. I love you guys, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.